Make sure your homework is out or looked in now. Make sure you finish it. Yeah, this is not. Hello, medicine. Like I said, you can skip number 5. It should be 1 through 4. I don't have any rulers. I want to do it. So we gotta read the instructions here. So it says first, the whole number is 8. 5 is 8. So what would be F? So which one would be from 3 to 4? Based off this. So the whole number is 8. So which one would be what would be the whole number? There you go. So you can write big 3. Okay. So to find the fraction point, the spaces, not the marks, between 8 and 9. This is the denominator of 5. So they count the spaces, they got 9 and 5. So you got to count the spaces. So you can finish the rest of it. Yes. With. Okay. Well, how many quarters do you need does it take to make $1? Yeah.
Lesson 82.
Today's lesson 87. I'm sorry, I forgot. That's the one thing. I forget one thing every morning. Every morning, there's something. Well, it says, so you can count 1, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you gotta count all the spaces. Then it says up to the space is 2.8. So you count them all except for this one. Do you have how many? I know 8. "30 seconds. Today's lesson 87. You'll have 3 examples for today. Cheers. Both are math board. Okay, well, have to find it, otherwise it's gonna cost you that time. Well, try to find it and I'll call your mom after school, okay? All right, doing hours in the mail so I can collect them during your exit ticket. Voice is off. Today we're on lesson 87. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2,
Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. So you're like the two people. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2,
There's something different I want to try out today with your exit ticket, which you guys might like. So please, when we get to the exit ticket time, please make sure you're following instructions so that you can leave here with only 30 problems each. I mean, 15 problems. All right. So today we're multiplying algebraic terms. First of all, what does the word algebraic mean? This is something like people say, this is when I quit math, as soon as they add this into math.
Letters.
Yeah, letters. We're going to be talking about numbers and letters. Today, though, is pretty simple. So the I can stand for today is I can multiply algebraic terms. Say with me. I can multiply algebraic terms. Make sure that's on the top of your note page. You will be doing two things today. You're going to be multiplying and adding. These are the two steps you're going to have to do today. Do you guys know how to multiply? Do you know how to add? So today's lesson should be nothing of difficulty because you guys know how to multiply and you know how to add. Those are the only two things you're doing today. Let's see what I'm talking about. First of all, copy down the problem. Negative 3x squared y, close parentheses, 2x, close parentheses, negative 4x y, close parentheses. Copy that down. See, Destiny's done. If you're in the back and you need to stand up to get it, that's fine. Or I think Carmelita is singing ahead of the game. She has her math book open. All right. All right. First things first. I'm not going to do it because you guys already did it. You got to copy down the problem again. Now we're going to use the associative property and we're going to move things around. Ready? We're going to start moving things around. Quick, move your body around. All right. We're going to move things around. We want to put all the numbers right next to each other. So we're going to move all the numbers you see and move them next to each other. Not the exponents, not the letters. We're starting with the numbers. So first thing you do is negative 3 to negative 4. That all means multiply. Now, next thing you do is you take all the x's, and if you want to, I'm going to do it this time. In the future, you don't really have to. I'm going to split up the x squared because how many x's are with that square? Show me with your fingers. How many x's are with that x squared? Lawrence got it. Destiny's almost got it. Jaquel's got it. Carmelita's got it. I think Destiny now has it. Maya has it. Good. There's two of them. So I got x times x. I have an x right there, so that's a third x. Oh, Mr. Stevers. Times, let's see, there's one more x right here. So I have a total of 4 x's. And how many? I have y and I have y. So I'm going to take times y times y. Next, what I'm going to do is simply multiply all the numbers together. So I got negative 3 times 2, negative 6, negative 6. Because remember, negative times a positive is always a negative. So I have negative 6. Now I got negative 6 times negative 4, which equals positive 24, because a negative times a negative equals a positive. So again, negative 6, 24. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. A positive times a negative is a negative. Okay? Remember, those are big, big rules that you need to always follow. Think of negatives as like zombies. If a zombie bit another zombie, they just kind of go back to being normal. If a zombie bites a positive person, they become a zombie. Think of it that way. I don't know if that helps you at all. Next, all I'm going to do is, so we just did the multiplying part. What's the other thing I told you you're going to have to do today? I said you're going to multiply and Destiny? Right, I'm going to add. So I'm going to take all the x's and add them together. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. X to the 4th. So I just added all the x's together. X to the 4th. Now I'm going to take the y's. Now I'm going to add the y's together. I got 1, 2. Y squared. And that's my answer.
Wow.
That's all you're doing today, boys and girls. That's your entire exit ticket. All you do is multiply all the numbers. So you get 24. You add all the letters together. So x to the 4th and y to the 2nd. Remember, you can't add letters and letters together. You can't put x to the 6th up here because y is not x. So in the grand scheme of things, these two should be two completely different numbers if you were to find what those numbers were. Remember, when you have a letter, that's any number in infinity. So make sure you don't add this to the two y's to the x because they're two different things. Taylor?
What about that 2x next to the
One more time, but louder.
What about that 2x next to
The 2x?
That's next to
Yes, that's what I did. I broke it up. So I got, this would be it. I broke it up. I broke up the band. Because you got 1x here, 1x here, and you have 2 x's right here. So I broke it up and wrote x, 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 instead of x2, x, x. See how it works? Okay. If you're smart enough, and you, well, not smart enough, but if you're clever enough, I would say, because there's a difference between smart and clever, all you would do is say, okay, that's a 2, 3, 4, because it tells you already. Okay? All right. Next example is going to be a we do. So I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. Please be ready to answer them. All right. First thing you do. Strong side of hand. What's the first thing you do? Sydney?
put all the numbers next to each other.
Actually, it's to copy it all down. So please copy it all down. In parentheses, -2ab, close parentheses, parentheses, a2b, close parentheses, parentheses, 3b to third, parentheses. I know it looks scary, but that's what it is. All right, I'm still waiting a couple hands. I'm looking around. Looks like everyone's done. Taylor?
You move on numbers next to each other.
Correct. You move all the numbers next to each other. So I got -2, 3. Next, what do I do next? London? Let's say multiply after this. We're still setting it up. So what do we have to do next? We just moved all the numbers together. Now what do we have to move?
Okay.
Destiny?
All the letters together.
You gotta move all the letters together. So this time I'm not gonna break them up. So I'm gonna have a times a squared times b times b times b to the third. This time I didn't break them up, but you gotta make sure you line this all up. All right, now, who was it? London, what do you do next? Now you multiply. And class, nice and proud. What is -2 times 3?
-6.
That was a very weak proud. Let's try again. -2 times 3, class?
-6.
Better. All right. Now we have to, oh my goodness, I forgot. So we just multiplied. What was the second thing we got to do? Strong silent hand. I'm hearing people whisper it, but I just need to see a strong silent hand. Josiah? Right. So I got 1A and I have 2 A's up here. What's 1 plus 2, class?
3.
So now I got times A to the third times B. How many B's do we have with a strong silent hand? How many B's do we have? Carmelita? We have 5 B's. Because all she did was take that 1 plus 1, that's 2, plus the 3 up there, that's 5. And then to write your final answer, it's got to be -6, A to the third, B to the fifth. So you just rewrite it without the little dots. Because that means multiplication. Any questions how we found that? Josiah? You got it? You got it now? Okay. There's one more we do, then we get to your exit ticket, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it different. Okay? All right, example 3. This one's going to be a little tricky. So we got -3 in parentheses, A squared, B to the third, close parentheses, and a 2 on the outside. Not a 2 on the outside, but to the power of 2 on the outside. So there's a little 2 on top. That's going to change things up. So first step you should already have done, which is nice and loud, class.
Write it down.
Write it down. Rewrite the problem. Step 2 is you got to move all the numbers next to each other. Here's the thing, though. You got this. There's no other numbers besides this little 2. This is where it gets going to get tricky. What this really means is that it's -3, A squared, B to the third. Make sure you copy this down. -3, A squared. So it's literally just saying with everything inside these parentheses, double. Like it by itself. Just like when you have an exponent, like 3 squared, that's 3 times 3, 9. When you got a 2 up here, that means there's 2 groups of the same exact numbers and exponents. Ish? Not yet. So that means you're going to have to do everything else. So now you got -3 A squared B to the cube, close parentheses, -3 A squared B cubed. So now what's that first step? Josiah? Or second step. First step's write down. Second step is yes. And the only numbers we have together, class, is -3 and -3. All right. Now, so that's step 2. We put the numbers next to each other. Step 3. What do we do? Now what do we move? Lawrence?
The letters.
Right. This time I'm not gonna draw them out. So I'm not gonna spread them out. So I got A squared times A squared times B cubed times B cubed. Now, so we move the numbers, we move the letters, and now what do we have to do? Traylon? We're going to multiply. -3 times -3 with a strong silent hand. What is -3 times -3? Sean? Not -9. Remember, if a zombie bites another zombie, they both become positive. So, Amaya, just 9. Okay. Now we got A squared times A squared. How many A's do we have with a strong silent hand? This is where we went to multiply. Now we're adding. How many A's do we have? Natalie? We have 4 A's.
What?
Because 2 plus 2 is 4. How many B's do we have? Remember, we're going to add them together. Cherish, how many B's do we have? What?
6.
There you go. Thank you, Sarah. So your answer is 9a to the 4th, b to the 6th. Any questions? Braylon,
What about the,
this 2?
Yeah.
That 2 turn it into this.
Oh, that time, what? Oh, that time to that.
Because when you have a square right here, it breaks this up. So that means that there's a squared b to the cube. So when you have that little square there, it means that everything inside the parentheses, like right behind it, would be the same exact thing. It's just you're lazy, you don't want to write it all out. Does it help, Raylan? So if you see a square outside the parentheses, that means everything inside the parentheses has like a colon, a double gate itself on the outside. Does that help? Any questions? All right. So this is how I want to try this out because this is kind of how it's going to be next year. Maybe we'll see. But this